me, obviously, so you can hear. So, Pilates stance I'm looking for is feet hip width apart for memory. Think about drawing your tummy button in towards your spine. Slight squeeze of the inner thighs and allow your shoulders just to hang. And tonight we're going to take our arms out to the side. We're going to reach for the ceiling as tall as you like. Think about leaving your waist where it is. Bring your arms down, allowing the shoulders just to drop. Hello, Hannah. Just join in when you're ready. And again, sweeping the arms up to the ceiling. Reaching tall as you possibly can. Leave the waist there, keeping that tummy button drawing into the spine. Bringing the arms down. And again, one more time. Bringing the arms up to the ceiling. Reaching tall, 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 tall. Stretching out, keeping the length in the waist. Arms down by your sides. And then we'll move on to release the shoulders. So backs of your hands together. And trying to keep the elbows straight are shoulder rolls. So keeping everything really small to start with if you need to. And gradually increase the movement as you find a bit of comfort, working through all the crunches and creaks and groans. And as I say each week, if you bend the elbows, the shoulders aren't really doing anything. That's why it's so important to try and keep them as straight as possible. It's tough. Sometimes I really find it difficult, but it's worth persevering. Just a couple more. It's looking good, everyone. One more. And then take your arms out in front. Keep the shoulders nice and down. I'm going to stand to the side, but you stay where you are. We'll do our chest expansion. So thinking leading with the triceps, back of the arm comes behind you as you breathe out. As you get to that point, lift the heart to the ceiling and then breathing in, bring the arms back in front. So breathing out, pressing the arm behind. Breathing in to lift the heart and breathing out, coming back again. And again, pressing back. And when you're comfy, you can turn your arms so your thumbs reach behind you like we do in the arrow and coming back down again. Pressing away. Thumbs away and return. One more basic one, press away. Imagine you're pressing through water or treacle. Extend the heart to the ceiling so you're extending the back, rotating the thumbs away and returning. We'll add on some balance. So remember you're squeezing the bottom, squeezing the inner thighs, pressing with the hands and the upper arms behind you, coming onto your toes. Same thing, lifting the heart, rotating the arms and slowly coming back down again. So a lot going on as the phrase goes. Trying to keep control of those ankles and return. Keep going so I can have a good old nosy at what's going on. That's it. Thinking about the inner thighs. Imagine them squeezing together, squeezing from the hip bones. 2 more of these. That's it. Barbara, try not to lift the chin too hard. Imagine we've got a Christmas tangerine under our chins. And let's add on some rotation here. So just with one arm, breathing out, pressing with the other arm behind you. Watch it go. And coming back. Stick with the same side. Breathing out. Rotating, keeping the hips forward and just the ribs rotate round, challenging our balance still. Each time. That's it. If you find you're wobbling tonight, Just keep the rise up on your toes a little bit smaller. And we'll stick with this side, but I want you to make a fist. And you're going to lead with the elbow and then take the lower arm underneath you and straighten. So we get a little bit of rotation and work through the bicep and the deltoid. So breathing out, send the elbow behind you, take the arm underneath you and straighten it. And you should feel a lovely stretch around that upper arm. So you're keeping your hips facing forward. You're still just rotating with the upper body. Final time this way. And then back to just a basic rotation. So pressing with the other arm and rotating round. So nice, flat, long arm, shoulders away from the ears. So working through the feet and the ankles. Using your breath, breathing out to press and rotate the upper body, breathing in to return back down. That's it. Good. One more of these. And then we're making that elbow the fist. Lead with the elbow, rotate the upper body, and extend the arm behind you. Rotate back, still coming onto your toes for balance if you can. If you're really not getting it tonight, don't worry. Listen to your body and just stay with flat feet on the floor. That's good. So we're working all of our bodies at the moment, even though we're warming up on very simple movements. But very good for us. One final one. And then come to standing at the end of your mats. So we're going to do roll downs and end up on our hands and knees. But for now, let's do what we did at the start. Take the arms up to the ceiling and then sweep them down and round. Nod the upper body and just aim for below your knees for a breath in, breathing out to start rolling back up. Breathing in, take your arms back to the ceiling. Breathing out, think tummy button, drawing into the body to make space for you to bend forward, coming down to shin level. Breath in here, breath out, start drawing back up, tummy button into the spine to help. Breath in to reach for the ceiling. Breathing out, nodding forward, making space for you. If you can, reach for your ankles. You can bend your knees ever so slightly if you want to, and just widen the elbows and draw your body into your legs. Release, tummy button to spine, come back up to standing, arms to the ceiling, and this time the full roll down, so nodding the head, drawing tummy button to spine, gradually rolling down to your mat, and then walking forward onto your hands and knees. I'll just re-angle my camera so you can see me a bit better. So we're going to go on hands and knees for a short while. So if wrists and fingers and shoulders are an issue, obviously we have flat palms, but you can make your fists. So if that's still an issue for you as well, Barbara, just adjust yourself. Have a look down, see where your feet are. You should have hip over knee, shoulder over wrist. If you've got your hands flat, 4 fingers facing forward, and a slight bend in the elbow to make sure there's no bone on bone. And we'll work on our protraction and retraction with body weight. So think about sliding the shoulders around your back to give each other a kiss. And then sliding them round towards the side and front of your body. So all the time you're keeping your back straight, you're not arching it, All the work is on the scapula, the big shoulder blades behind your body. They're just sliding as if they're on rails, almost like a little push-up, but they're just sliding around, widening and sliding together, getting some nice movement. That's it. Remember, all the time still drawing up through tummy button to spine to keep your back secure, back safe. Imagine everyone, you've still got your Christmas orange under your armpits and under your chin. The head is in line with the spine. Couple more here. And then vaguely relax, she says. We'll work the other end of our body. So thinking about tucking the tailbone underneath us, almost like we were going into a cat, but just at the pelvis level, then sending it up to the ceiling. Tucking it underneath. So getting some nice movement through the lumbar spine, keeping the rest of the back stable. So your upper shoulders will be away from your ears. You're squeezing those oranges under your armpits to get the sides of your body supporting you. That's it. Good. And then recenter yourselves up again. And we'll do hip hitching. So sending one hip towards the same shoulder, just a little movement. And again, imagine you're balancing a cup of tea or a glass of whiskey or a glass of champagne, whatever floats your boat, on your back. Bottle of Coke, trying to cover all bases, or a glass of water if we're really healthy. She says, some hope. So it's just shortening the side of the body, waking up those muscles. Still engaging tummy button, spine, still shoulders nice and relaxed. And let's put that all together. So we do little circles with the tailbone and shortening round. So if it's not too uncool, you can pretend you're Miley Cyrus doing a little twerk. Circling around, a couple more in this direction, then change direction. So it's just the tailbone going underneath, around to the side, back up to the ceiling. Really working through that lumbar spine. That's it, nearly done. Make this your last one. And then sit back onto your heels, because I'm sure by now your wrists are feeling it. Mine certainly are. So let's do some wrist and finger work, which we haven't done for ages. So come close to the camera. Starting off, magic spells, magic stars, fairy dust. Lovely. Gets rid of the cramp. And then thinking about opposite finger to thumb, working through the hands. Good, can't see anyone having any problems with this, that's marvelous. Then spot hands. I can't look at you and do, I have to look at my hands. Oh. Keeping all these ligaments are just as important as our feet. Good. And then sort of a stop hello, goodbye at the wrist, side to side, trying to keep the rest of the arm as stable as possible. And then unscrewing a light bulb. Good. Jazz hands, yeah, should have done jazz hands. And then think about pressing one hand in towards the forearm. And then the other way, just as we've been doing. And then change sides. So hopefully after this, your wrists will feel a little bit released. Good, ready for more work. So we're coming back onto our hands and knees after that. Back into that lovely quadruped position. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrist. Back's nice and flat. Tummy buttons drawing in straight into the dog. So either keep an arm and leg on the floor or go straight up into the lift. For those of you less familiar with what we're doing, the aim is to keep the body as stable as possible. So no dropping, certainly on the changeover. So work with your body. If you want to just do arms tonight or just legs, feel free. Nice and slowly, use this time to focus on what your body's doing to get rid of some stress of the day. Want to work at 1,000 miles an hour. Use your breath. Breathing in through the nose, filling the backs and side of your ribs. Breathing out through slightly pursed lips, getting rid of all the air. Keep smiling through as well. Tummy buttons drawing in. That's it. Everyone's looking great. Remember, you don't have to take your legs so high, just in line with your bottom. And oranges under armpits, one more on each side. And then from there, we're going to take the arm and leg out, have that for balance. And we're just going to work one leg. So you've got to squeeze tummy button to spine. And we're lengthening and bending the legs. So there's no back work going on. Your back is completely straight and stable. If it's too much on the wrist, just have both hands on the floor and work the leg. A couple more, thinking about where the leg meets the bum. So it's getting some hamstring work. And then change sides. Reset yourself up, think strong under the armpits, extend the opposite arm and leg away, and then work one leg. Thinking drawing up through the tummy button, keeping the back stable. Oranges under armpits to keep those obliques and the side muscles working. That's it, good. That's looking strong, Hannah. That's it, Del. I can see what you're up to. Good, Hilary. Lovely, Lucy. We've already got a result. Barbara's taken her top off. Fabulous. Good, last one. And then sit back. Give your wrists a little bit of a wriggle and we will relax a little bit more, coming onto our side. So this is where you'll need a cushion or a head block. We will unwind our bodies. So I want you to lie on your side as if you're sitting on a chair. Cushion slightly behind you so you've got somewhere to go. You want your underneath shoulder drawing away from your ears, top of your body reaching away. And we're going to do our chest opener in 3 different ways, if I can count. First one, breathe in. You're going to slide, bend the elbow, slide the arm across the body, open it out behind you, keeping the knees and hips exactly where they are, and then slide it back. We'll do another one of these, so 2 of these. And I like to breathe out, think tummy button to spine to bring the arm back each time. Then taking it up to the ceiling as you breathe in, breathing out, rotating the upper body, keeping the lower half stable. Breath in to hold and breathing out, tummy button to spine. Bring you back. And again, another one of these. So again, it's a good time to focus, releasing the tension, unwinding. Feel how your body's working. And then as long as you're happy to, we'll do arm circles. First, we're going to do 2 with the arm coming down towards the legs, around, above the head. If you've got pain in the shoulder, only make the movement as big as comfortable. Don't work through pain. Second sweep, still keeping the knees, I need to control mine, together. And then reverse the direction, so overhead first. Rotating the upper body, watching the arm go. And then one more, rotating it. And back. Good. And we'll move on to our full side line. So double leg lift, underneath arm if possible, straight underneath you, legs reaching away, balanced on the hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. So again, you might want to draw that underneath shoulder down away from the ears. As you breathe out, tummy button to spine, hover the legs. If you can, hover the head and look towards the mat. And breathe in to place yourself down. You can have a hand in front for balance, breathing out to hover, breathing in to lower. And the challenge is to not rock or send the legs behind you. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Think of the underneath leg doing the lifting. So you've got real connection in the inner thighs. Legs stay glued together, nice and straight. That's it. And again, try and keep tension out of the shoulders. That's it. Good work. Well done, Hilary. Lovely, Lucy. Good, Daniel. I can see all the work going on. I think everyone needs to just think about the underneath waist drawing away from the mat, tummy button into the spine a bit more to help keep you stable. 2 more of these. And then we will lift the top leg to hip height. Do our bottom leg lift. So I think squeezing the inner thigh to lift the underneath leg and lower it down again as you breathe in. Same principles apply. Shoulders are relaxed, tummy button to spine, underneath waist, lifting away from the mat. Having to work to keep the top leg at hip height and all the focus is on the inner thigh of the underneath leg, doing all that work. So a lot going on here too. So hand in front for balance if you need it. Keeping the legs straight, straight, straight. That's it, good. And then a final, remember, make sure your feet aren't getting involved. They're just hanging at the end of your legs, so the underneath foot doesn't need to point up and lead the movement. Think about the inner thigh, doing that work. Lovely. 2 more if you can. Well done, Hannah. Good. And then definitely I'd say hand in front for balance for this next one. We're going to keep the top leg at hip height or take it back to hip height. And we're just going to bend the knee in like we did with the dog and extend away. So really find some length. Bend the knee in and extend the leg away. At first, it seems quite easy. Then the challenge will start to kick in. Do not fret. So try and keep that balancing hand nice and loose to make sure there's no tension. Extend away. 2 more. And extend. Final basic one. And extend, and we'll add the shell into here. So we're going to bend the knee and then open the knee to the ceiling without rocking back. And take your knee in line with the underneath leg and open and close there. And you'll definitely feel it if you're feeling what I'm feeling. So still thinking tummy bottom to spine, shoulders relaxed. Working that leg. Waking up those glute muscles. Waking up the hip. Remember, you're still not meant to be rocking the body back as the knee opens. Just opening that knee to the point that you can control. So I don't want to see any pelvises shifting backwards. That's it. Good. Good, good, good. One more set coming into the body and one more set away. That's it. Wonderful. Stretch out again and then turn your toes. So you've got sort of little ballet first position. One bottom leg toes to the floor, other leg toes to the ceiling, and we'll develop A. So we're going to draw the top leg towards the body, heel down, knee into the body, extend the leg for a little hamstring stretch, flex the foot and squeeze it down, thinking inner thigh. So draw the foot up, foot down, knee in, extend, flex and squeeze. Again, if you want a hand in front for balance, please do. Oh, there's a load of work going on here. This is wonderful. Well, yeah, it hurts, I know. Lucy, you're showing off. Have you been having ballet lessons over Christmas? Lovely, good. Great leg action, Barbara. Well done, Hilary. I see that one. One more. And then let's end crossing the top leg over the underneath leg, coming up to sitting on your side. We will do some side bends. We will start nice and simply. So staying on your forearm, bending the knees, thinking about drawing the underneath waist up to lift you. So you've got your oranges under armpits, and then breathing in to come back down to sitting. So again, nice space from the ear to the upper shoulder. All the work's happening underneath. You've got a big hoist and crane doing all that heavy lifting. It's all in the imagination. This time, come up on the knees, bring the arm to the ceiling, arm overhead, back to the ceiling, and down. And again, up and over and up and down. If you're happy to, you can extend your legs and come onto your wrist for a full side plank. If you want to stay down at that level, just continue with where you were. Otherwise, coming up onto the side, arm to the ceiling, squeezing inner thighs together. My standing arm is shaking like Billy O. I'm so out of practice. So I know how people are feeling. Do not worry. Up and over, up and down. Final one. Up and over and up and down. Good. Brilliant. Let's change focus, rolling over onto our fronts. We will start to work some more back extensions. So to start with, hands underneath the forehead. Adjust your lower half so the front of your thighs are earthed on the mat. Your pubic bone is earthed on the mat. Your shoulders are drawing down your back. And from here, as we breathe in, press the forearms into the mat. Think lengthening the head and the heart away from you. And we're coming up into a little back extension. So we're thinking the thoracic extension rather than lumbar. So top half extending as you breathe in and breathing out to return. So I'm feeling a nice stretch from the tummy button area and nothing in my lower spine. If you're feeling anything down by your pelvis on your back, just keep things a little smaller. Focus on lengthening your head away before lifting. That's it. So shoulders away from the ears, pressing into the ground to help give that lift. But think lengthening away from you first. Breathing in wide and full as you lift. And breathing out, allow yourself to sink back into the mat. And we'll do one more, breathing in to lift. And breathing out to return. This time I want you to glue one back of your hand, your right hand to your forehead, and we'll do the same thing. So as you breathe in, think lengthening away, you're lifting, but keeping your right hand stuck to the forehead. So you're lifting with one arm up and one arm onto the floor. And we'll stay on this side. So exactly the same thing, but you're using your body weight a little bit more in this one. And strengthening those back extensor muscles. Keeping the pubic bone nice and earthed through the mat. Tummy button to spine, still engaging. Two more. That's it. And then change sides. So you'll be lifting your left hand. Still think stretching your upper body and head away before you lift as you breathe in. And breathing out, returning to the mat. That's it. So we're keeping the lower half of our body out of the action. Getting our backs to do the work. Shoulders relaxed still. Using your breath. Two more. And then when you've done, sit back into a child pose. So feet together, knees wide. Send your bum way back into the heels and stretch out just in case any tension has crept into the lumbar spine. And then roll over onto your sides, grabbing your cushion and pillow again, ready to do the other side, starting with that lovely chest release. 3 different movements, but first make sure you're set up correctly so your shins are in line with the front of your mat, palms on palms, stretching out in front of you, underneath shoulder drawing away, underneath waist pulling up, and then breathing in to drag the hand across, breathing out to rotate and open. And then come back. So 2 like that. Keeping the bottom half stable and enjoying that lovely opening movement. And then when you've done 2 of those, 2 with the arm coming to the ceiling and opening. Having a little breath to hold and then re-engaging tummy button to spine as you breathe out to return. And then it's 2 arm circles when you've done that. So sweeping down to your legs first, up, around, and back down. But again, if there are any shoulder issues, keep the range of motion small, the circle small. Keeping those legs glued together, nice and stable. And then reversing the direction. For 2, taking the arm above the head. Rotating the upper body, watching it go. That's it. And then when you've done them, lengthening everything away into a nice straight line. Again, you can use your mat as a guide. When you're ready, breathing out to lift and hover. Breathing in to return to the mat. Again, squeezing the legs together, thinking the inner thigh of the underneath leg, really helping with the lifting. Shoulders relaxed, underneath waist drawing up. Watching for your body rolling or your legs coming behind you when you lift. So make sure you keep your legs slightly in front of you if you need to. And if you're getting any pain in the neck, if you're hovering your head, just make sure you're looking down at the mat. That's good. And keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Lovely. Good. One more. And then lift that top leg to hip height. And we'll squeeze and lift the underneath leg and lower that. So you're holding that top leg, using your body weight. Ali, it might be the camera angle, but just check you can see your feet out of the corner of your eye. Your legs look a little bit too far behind you. Might pull your back. That's it. Keeping that top leg still as you possibly can. 2 more. Doing great. And then you know what's coming now. So we're going to keep that top leg at hip height, stretch it away first, and then bend the knee in and extend back in line with the underneath leg. So again, hands on the floor for balance, but don't grip too hard. Make sure there's little tension at all in the shoulder. 2 more of these. That's it, last one, and then we'll add on the shell. So bend the knee up towards the chest, then open the knee to the ceiling without rocking back. Extend the knee down and open the knee to the ceiling. That's it. Good. Keep the tension out of the shoulders. That's it. Good, Adele. Looking good, everyone. One more set. And then turn your feet. So you're standing like Charlie Chaplin on your side. Right developé, draw the foot up the leg, heel down, knee into the body, extend for a hamstring stretch, flex the foot and squeeze it down. Knee into the body, extend the leg, flex the foot, squeeze the inner thigh. That's it. Good. So draw the foot in, heel down, extend. Keep the leg long, squeeze the leg back down. That's it, Hilary, brilliant. Good. Two more if you can bear it. That's it, lovely. Very nice leg, Barbara. Good, Hannah. And we'll finish this side with our side bend. So cross the top leg over the underneath leg, bend the knees up to start with. Shuffle yourself so you're on your forearm. And from here, think lifting through the underneath waist to lift the bottom off the mat, coming onto your knees, and then back down again. You can go straight into bringing the arms into it if you want to, but otherwise just coming to terms with what we're doing. And then adding on the arms, so lifting the arm to the ceiling, overhead, and of course go straight into the side plank if you want to without staying at this level if you want to go straight for the big guns. So if you do want the full side plank, extend the underneath arm, straighten the legs slightly, and then scooting up, squeezing the inner thighs, over and down. Again, make sure there's no tension in the shoulders, they're away from the ears. All the work's happening from that underneath waist, armpits. Final time. And sitting down. Lovely. Well done. Rolling over onto your back. So you can have, again, a cushion if you want to, if it's more comfy, to make sure your head's in a nice position. Thinking about feet flat on the floor to start with. Feel the back widening, shoulders down, and take the arms back to the ceiling, palms facing away. And we're going to think tummy button to spine to curl the body forward, sliding the ribs. And as you do that, you're extending one leg away and returning. And you just change sides, breathing out to curl up and breathing in to return. All the time thinking tummy button to spine, and you're sliding the ribs forward. So it's not a big curl up like you might do in the gym. It's very deep and subtle. And you can hover that lengthening leg off the mat or keep it on the mat. If you do find you've got tension in your neck, just hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide. But ideally, have your arms straight up. That's it. That's it, Hilary. So all the focus is, imagine you've got a whirlpool in your tummy button and everything as you curl forward is sucking into that vortex. Or it's like a plug hole. So that's where we take the focus and our attention to get the deep muscles working rather than the superficial ones. That's it. Good, Adele. Good, Hannah. Brilliant. Good, Daniel. Brilliant. One more on each leg. And then we will add on to that. So arms again up to the ceiling if you can. Tummy button to spine, lift the legs one at a time into tabletop, and we'll do our coordination. So the same thing, except this time nodding the chin, tummy button to spine, you extend both legs away and arms hover off the mat. Breathing into return, so arms to the ceiling. Breathing out. So again, we're getting a bit of tricep work as we do this, as well as those deep transversus muscles. Leg work, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. Breath work, breathing out to extend. So you keep your legs glued together because that will help as well. Keep the back safe. They don't have to go too low to the floor either. It depends how your body's feeling. You can keep them up. Very much feel how your back is working. Good. So those of you that have been doing this for a while, obviously this is a nice precursor to 100, which we won't do today. So you're safe for this first class back after Christmas. Good. 2 more, if you can. Looking so serene, everyone. Definitely going to up the ante next week. Final one, then you can hug your knees in and have a little rock from side to side if you need to release anything off. And we'll do some bridging. So back into our nice semi-supine, feet flat on the floor. So feel your big toe, little toe and heel. Basic ones to start with, breathing out, narrow at the hips. Think lifting and lengthening thighs towards the knees and back down. Ah, cramp already. Not good. So if you do get cramp, bring your heels closer into your body. So just basic ones to start with. Again, think shoulders nice and relaxed. If you find you're gripping the mat, which is fine because you'll actually get some work through the arms, but it does take the focus away from the muscles we're working, you can just cross your arms over your chest to make sure all the focus is on the bum and the hamstrings. 2 more. Nice and slowly breathing out to lift. Breathing in to lower. So you want to keep your knees exactly where they are. And then let us do slightly different variation with the shell. So feet together, knees together. Same thing coming up. And we'll work one side. We open one knee out to the side. Think squeezing the inner thigh together. So you're still tummy button to spine. A lot of bum squeezing upwards and inwards. Quite hard work for a Thursday evening. So keep going so I can have a nice look. Take any tension away from the shoulders if you can. Don't rock the body. So again, only open the knee as far as you can control. That's looking good. 1 more. And then come back down and then do it again, but with the other side. I know it's tough, hard work. And you might find one side is working much better for you than the other, and you're able to control it, and that's good. You learn what your body's doing. And you can take attention into your body. Once you've grabbed your attention and noticed things, you can make changes. All those cheesy things that you see on the Facebook feeds. A lot of truth. That's looking great. Nice and stable. 2 more. Adele, slow it down a tiny bit. And then when you've done, again, come back down onto the mat. If you need to hug your knees in, do. Otherwise, just stretch it away. Arms overhead. Lengthen your legs away. Imagine you're being stretched on a rack. And then again, bring your arms to the ceiling. Nod the chin. Flex your feet. tummy button drawing in like we did with the curl up to roll up to sitting. Reach over your toes, come to sitting tall, and then send the tailbone away from you again. So you're doing our lovely roll up and roll back. Tummy button spine, really flex the feet, glue the legs together as you roll up and curling forward, then sitting tall and rolling back. So taking a focus, send your tailbone away from you piece by piece. Oh, well done, Henry. Good. That's it. Nod the chin, tummy button to spine. See how you can get up. Lucy, if you want to use the wall as normal, feel free. That's it. The more you think tummy button to spine to place the lower back, middle back and upper back down. If you find you can't get up, which a lot of us have real problems, just roll over onto your side, come up to sitting and focus on the rolling back because we're still using the same muscles. And it's just training them. And it's very much physiology as well and how bodies are put together and what they've been through, whether this is possible for you. But the intention is always just as valid. Nice and smooth, Adele. Keep your shoulders a little bit wider so there's no tension round at all. Other than that, I was looking very good. 2 more if you're happy to. That's it, Barbara, lovely. Oh, Elliot, it was going so well. I blame it on him. Good, Hannah. Final time. End this one sitting upwards. I've got some lovely rotation for you. This will be hideous, actually. She says, find your sit bones, sit nice and tall. We're going to bend one knee up, send the other long leg nicely into the mat, hands behind head. Basically, it is our spine twist. We're going to breathe in and rotate towards the bent knee and breathe out to recenter. Same way. Breathing in and breathing out. And again, keep going, breathing in, keep your shoulders wide, all the time fighting the challenge that your body will want to sink spiraling up to the ceiling. And you might need to play around with your bent leg position. You might want to take it further away so it's not quite so bent up into your body. 2 more. Final time. Then have a little relax. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate, breathing in towards the knee. And then we're going to lift and lower the leg just for 5, which is really painful, but it's good. So breathing in to rotate, hold it there, and then see if you can lift the bent leg up without rocking back. So that final challenge to stay upright as you lift and lower the leg for 5. So you stay rotated. You'll definitely be screaming or sweating or showing off. Any one of those options we'll be doing. And then come back to center and change sides. So again, I have to have my foot down by my ankle, finding my sit bones. Think heart to the ceiling, nice and tall, breathing in to rotate and breathing out, tummy button to spine, spirals you back again. Holding that orange under the chin, keep your neck nice and long, using your breath. So 5 basic rotations in each way, that way. That's it, good. Keep sitting tall, spiraling up to the ceiling. And after your 5th, breathe in as you rotate and then keep breathing as you lift and lower that bent leg without shifting your back or your body for about 5, which is more than enough, I find. And now is the time for the big smile. Thank you. Good. Okay, and when you've done, now we can focus on releasing off a little bit because that's quite hefty. Lie back down, extend one leg, bend one knee, hold it, and literally stir paint. Allow the leg to be really, really heavy in the hip joint. I'd like 10 circles in each direction. So you're not actually doing any work in the leg. You're allowing your arm to release the hip and your hip flexors and your bum muscles. But still think about keeping the rest of your body nice and stable so that the rest of your body should not be moving all over the shop. So 10 circles one way, 10 the other. Just breathe however you want. And when you've done both directions on that leg, set yourself up and change legs. So again, it's all about just releasing off those muscles, not doing too much work, stirring the leg joint in, or stirring the leg in the leg joint in the hip. One of these days, my English will actually allow me to speak coherently. Good. When you've done, and I'm not rushing anybody, you'll all be working at different speeds. Come up to sitting. Good. And just take a moment to breathe, those of you that have finished. Oh, that's a cue for everyone to sit up. So stretch out one leg, draw in the bent leg, hug the bent knee with the opposite arm and hug that knee in towards you, rotating away from it. So you're getting a lovely stretch. You probably feel it possibly around the glute muscles and around the back. Sitting tall. Then unwind, cross that bent knee and foot over the long leg. What am I going to do? Reach with the same arm as the bent knee towards the little toe. Is that right? Opposite arm. I've gone completely blank now. That's it. Across the inner thigh and the bent knee towards the little toe. Wrap your arm around that knee. Wrap the other arm round. And you're finding a stretch that way. And this is more of the upper back stretching out. Trying to sit as tall as you can, which isn't very tall in my instance. And your hands may or may not meet round the back. And then unpeel and change sides. So start off with just hugging that bent knee up to the chest. On the other side, hug it towards your body and rotate away from it. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Unpeel, cross that leg over the underneath leg. Same arm as bent knee, reaches towards the little toe, rotates around the knee, other arm round the back of the body. And again, it's just the intention finding the stretches and rotations. And then unpeel. Give the arms a shake. We will finish with side bends because we have to. I love my side bends, you know that. So one leg bent in front, one leg out to the side, arms out to the side, and we will bend. Reach for the floor, bend the elbow, take the arm up and over. Tummy button to spine to help bring you back up. A little bend the other way. And again. Tummy button to spine to keep you going. One more this side. Reaching for the floor, bend the elbow, take the arm overhead. Feel that beautiful stretch. Coming back up. Then scoot your legs around the other way. Ready to go to the other side. So reaching over. Don't worry, we have nearly finished. I won't keep you forever and ever and ever and ever. Over. And down. And as you reach the arm overhead, think someone's pulling it just to get that final stretch. Final time. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And coming up to sitting. And already that is an hour done. Well done. I will turn the recording off and you may speak freely.